Good, what's good, what's good, what's good? Man, welcome back to Candid Convos. I'm your host, Quade Price. We got Chloe on deck. Say what's up to the people, Chloe.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Shout out to Wednesday. Shout out to Wednesday.
Shout out to the
Shout-
fact that June is almost over, y'all. I'm ready for June to be over. And if you know, you know what.
Mm, okay. Well, like I said, we got a couple days and we're gonna wrap this on up, but you know it's a lot going on around here, so
There's a whole lot going on around here.
folks might be a little distracted. I don't know.
It's a lot to be distracted by.
You got that right.
It's a whole lot
Yes.
going on.
Shout out to everybody joining us tonight on the show. Shout out to my guy Donovan in the building. He said hello. Hey Donovan, hold up, man. What a nice little distinguished greeting at, man. What's going on, Donovan?
June has gotten to him.
Shout out to my guy Donovan in the building. Like I said, everybody watching us right now, drop a comment, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that share button. Let's say we're definitely live right now on YouTube and live on Facebook as well. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. Let me drop this off for a minute. Let me throw that up just so y'all know. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that share button. All right, let me do this real quick while I'm thinking about it, get it out the way. So here's the link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge, drop it on your Apple device and join us up on the panel. You do have the ability to cut your camera off, but we always encourage you to keep your camera on for a better show, better engagement. Like I said, you ain't got to be scared on this show. You ain't got to be scared on this show. Oh, they checking in. Kenyatta in the building. She said, hello, everyone. What's going on with Kenyatta? Appreciate you as always checking in with us every Wednesday night. Donovan back. He said, oh, good morning.
Good
Or good
evening.
evening, my bad. Good evening. So he had to switch it up. Now we a little more distinguished. All right, there it is. Let's see. He also said, yes, June has been rough. No, that it has.
For real. For
And
real.
then they gonna try to gas us out at the end, but I ain't gonna get
Look,
into that. I ain't gonna get into
listen.
that. They
Listen,
ain't ready.
if you live in New York or Michigan, I hope you have a gas mask. Go out and
You
buy a
know,
gas mask. See, people be all in preppers crazy, right?
You don't
When I
find
was
that
on my prepper,
suspicious.
when I was on my prepper, kick, and I was talking about we need gas masks and we need hazmat suits and stuff. When nobody trying to hear me. Nobody was trying to hear me. I bet you wish you had that gas mask right now. You
wow.
know what I'm saying? I try to
You
tell
know,
y'all.
you know what? I can only say one thing to what's going on right now. One
You
thing.
don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You
Simple
don't
as that.
find that suspicious.
Simple as that. So yeah, if you don't find that suspicious, I don't know what's going on with you. All right. I don't know if Vince is gonna make it up tonight. I'm not sure. Shout out to my guy Vince out there. He probably handling some daddy duties. Shout out to my guy Vince as always, representing for Candid Convos. So man, we might get on into this one.
Mm-hmm.
We might as well get on into this. All right. So let me drop this link real quick. And I said, shout out to my people out on YouTube. Man, let me do this real quick. Man, shout out to 40 subscribers on YouTube. Man, shout out to that. 40 subscribers. 40
Yeah.
subscribers in the building. Shout out to that. Shout out to all my people over in the YouTube land that's checking us out tonight as well. Definitely drop your comments. Let us know you're here. All right. So let's go on and get on into this topic. So we might hit a couple tonight. We'll see how this go. So, topic for tonight. Women are now better than men. Boy, oh boy.
Bruh.
Let me run that back. Topic for tonight. Women are now better than men. All right, so we got a little context for the discussion tonight. Got a little context. Let's see what Donovan say. Donovan say we've lied. He said we've lied to, but what's done in the dark comes to light every time. Okay, that's true. We've definitely been lied to. Definitely been lied to. All right, I think I got somebody trying to check in. See what that is. Let's make the balance. What's going on with you?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain.
Okay, cool. So you gonna check us out, join us tonight, man?
Yeah, I wanted to see what y'all was talking about. I was
All right.
I listened to the whole last stream last time. And I had a lot to say. I wish I could have been in the chat last time, but I couldn't be.
Okay. No, I appreciate it. Let's say we about to kick it off. So let's say we talking women are now better than men. So we're gonna drop this video and we're gonna get into this conversation. So just roll with us for a minute. And you got a little background noise, man. So just mute yourself when you're not talking, okay?
All right, cool.
All right. So let me go and kick this off, then we get on into this conversation right here.
And these are things that I would not do again in my 20s and 30s. I would not get married. I met my husband when I was 24 and we got married when I was 29. At the time, I thought that this was like the ideal situation. I'm at the perfect age to get married. But what I realized was in the 4 years that we were married, I grew so much as a person. I graduated from business school, started my own business. I just became such a different person that I didn't feel like he was the best fit for me anymore. And I don't think I could have realized that at 29 when I said yes. If I could do it again, I would have allowed myself to have so much more growth in my life before I made a decision on a life partner. And it's really nothing against that partner specifically, but it was more about the direction that I wanted my life to take. My interests by 35 were unrecognizable to my younger self. And I don't think it would have been fair for me to take him on this journey if I didn't think that he was the right partner for the version of me that was to come.
Okay. So topic for tonight. Women are now better than men. So I'm gonna leave this image right here for a minute because this is the important part of this video. So I think the young lady's name is Queen Labifa. So she dropped a comment on this video and she said, let's be brutally honest. After graduating and starting her own business, her ego became inflated. She said, and she thought she was better than her husband. A lot of women do this once they find themselves, or I think it was growing to themselves or something like that. So that's key to this video right here is this comment. Let's be brutally honest. After graduating and starting her own business, her ego became inflated and she thought she was better than her husband. And a lot of women do this once they find themselves. All right, so I'm gonna leave that there for a minute because I said that's key to this video. So yeah, this video came my way. The young lady's talking about the fact that she was married in her, in her early 20s, mid 20s, or met the guy in her mid 20s. They got married her later 20s, I think 29. She graduated from school, started a business while she was married. Then essentially once she got that popping, then she let her husband go. So then basically says she outgrew her husband. And basically her husband was not what she needed after she achieved these levels of success. So based on this lady's comment right here, she's saying that basically this young lady's ego became inflated. And then she started to feel like she was better than her husband. So that's the context for the discussion tonight. I'm going to drop this down for a minute and we'll get on into this. So I think this conversation is worth it because I think this is valid. Yeah, I think I think we see this. I think we see these situations because I've heard this type of stuff before. Women say they've outgrown their man, or they've upgraded past their man, and now their man is not enough once they establish this level of success. So yeah, anybody down in the comments, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the video, about the young lady's comment on the video. And we're gonna get on into this. I'm gonna go to the panel. So Chloe or the balance, anybody want to drop, tell me what you thought, what you saw, yay, nay, what you feeling on the video. Let's see, then we get on into this conversation. Anybody can go up.
I would like to let our guests, if you have, something you want to throw out there.
Okay, we're gonna put the guests up first. The balance, man. What you think about that video, man? What you see?
I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion on that video. I feel like it is a valid point. She entitled to feel however she want to feel going forward from her relationship. I'm not saying that it was a good decision, but I'm saying it's her decision to make. And the video didn't really give enough details to be able to make more of an informed decision than what I'm saying now. So maybe he could have been helping her to build her business in the first place, and that's how she got to that level of success. Or maybe he wasn't, but I don't know that, so I can't say much about it. But what I will say, that her going forward with that type of mindset, she would just have to, what I believe in is karma. So she just would have to hope that she don't get into a different relationship with somebody else who sees her small business as something that they eventually outgrow if she's looking for an upgraded person. So I can say that.
Okay, and I appreciate that right there. Let me get a couple of these comments, then I'm gonna circle back to you, Chloe. So let's see. So Kenyatta said, so she is another one that graduated from her marriage. Huh. I wonder if her husband supported her financially while she was in school. It's a great question right there, Kenyatta. That's a great question. That's one of my questions as well. I'm going to say, and this is purely assumption, but I'm going to say he probably did. Because at the end of the day, they were married. So in a marriage, typically the man is going to support the woman in her educational journey. Yeah, she's not going to be floating that all on her own, because that's it. At the end of the day, when them student loans start hitting and all of that, I can guarantee you one of the first people she's going to be looking for is him. So I guarantee you he was spending some money towards her education. But yeah, that's a great question right there. Let's see. My guy Donovan said, money, success, social status plays heavy on folks' egos. No, that it does. Let's see. Climbing the social status level only exacerbates what was hiding in the shadows of not being who they want to be. It's facts. Facts. No, I agree with that, Donovan. Good point. Good comment. Let's see. Kenyatta said, I agree. I'm quite sure he did too. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, Kenyatta. You already know he had to put some coins on that education. Chloe, you want to say something?
Well, I guess I'm just wondering, and like the balance there, like obviously we don't have all the context because it was just the clip, right? But I want to know, and we're making a lot of assumptions, but that's basically all we can do. But I want to know, did she not at any point have any of these questions about whether or not he was for her prior to this business? Because she said she married him. She met him when she was 24, I think she said, and then they married. 24. You dated him for 5 years, so you guys didn't just date for a second, right? You dated long enough to kind of get to know each other, and you dated him for 4 or 5 years before you married him, and then you stayed married, to him for 4 years on top of that, right? So I'm just wondering, at what point did you start to realize that you were outgrowing him? When you were still in school, or after your business started to pick up? Because my thing is this. I get the whole growing thing, but we are all continuously learning and growing. None of us, change is the only thing that's constant, right? None of us are necessarily staying exactly the same. Our thought, what we believe changes, how we look changes, our body change, all of those things change. So I get that part. But I guess I'm wondering between the years of 29 when you married him and I guess 34 or 35 when you divorced him is a difference of what, 5 years. You were together for 4. So I'm just gonna say 5 years. You feel like you changed so much in 5 years that he no longer was compatible with you. And the only change that we are seeing that she's speaking of is her business and finishing college. So was it a change in your social economic status? Was it the change in your education levels? Like, because for me, reading into it, because that's all I can do, those are superficial changes. Now, I don't know what else was going on in that relationship, but those are superficial changes. And my issue is the mindset, right? I just want to speak to the mindset. This is the mindset that unfortunately we're seeing a lot of here now. Currently, we have people marrying and then getting to the point where we're like, well, I just wasn't happy anymore, or he didn't want the same things I wanted, and these are all conversations that I feel are supposed to be had in the beginning. Vision conversations are supposed to be had in the beginning. Trying to find out if this is the person that you can see yourself with 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, 12 years ahead, 15 years ahead. I get we change, but you're supposed to be growing together. And when there are inconsistencies in marriage, you're supposed to come together and communicate those things and work through those things, because marriage is not an institution that you enter into, without serious commitment and without the thought that this is the person I'm going to be with. So I guess my thing is the mindset. I don't think that, obviously people grow. Do we not leave room in our understanding of what marriage is to know that as we grow, we are supposed to reach back and not just leave our spouses in the dust? I guess I don't really understand that. I feel like it's a cop out. I feel like you got into something that was supposed to be a forever thing. And when it wasn't given what it supposed to have gave for you, you just walked away.
Right. No, good point. Yeah. So my question to the video, well, the first question to the video is, I'm still trying to understand what happened, like what happened to growing together. Yeah, like I don't understand that. We'll see fellas out here and they will progress in their journeys, right? Because we know and understand that as fellas get older, they usually come into, they usually come into their financial peaks. They come into their maturity peaks. Their stability peaks increase as they get older and so forth, right? But rarely do I hear about a married man, leaving his wife just because he's becoming more successful. Yeah, we don't really hear that. Yeah, we don't really hear that at all. Hold on, we got somebody popping up. My guy Vince, what's going on with you, man?
Hello.
Hey, man. Appreciate you hopping on here, man.
Thanks.
You did you catch the video, man, or I need to run it back?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll run it back real fast, man. Just keep you catch you up on what we're talking about.
And these are things that I would not do again in my 20s and 30s. I would not get married. I met my husband when I was 24 and we got married when I was 29. At the time, I thought that this was like the ideal situation. I'm at the perfect age to get married. But what I realized was in the 4 years that we were married, I grew so much as a person. I graduated from business school, started my own business. I just became such a different person that I didn't feel like he was the best fit for me anymore. And I don't think I could have realized that at 29 when I said yes. If I could do it again, I would have allowed myself to have so much more growth in my life before I made a decision on a life partner. And it's really nothing against that partner specifically, but it was more about the direction that I wanted my life to take. My interests by 35 were unrecognizable to my younger self. And I don't think it would have been fair for me to take him on this journey if I didn't think that he was the right partner for the version of me that was to come.
Okay. Oh, let me get that comment. That's the most important
and these
part.
are
Hold on.
things
Let me
that I would
get
not
this
do
comment.
again in my 20s and 30s.
So the comment reads, let's be brutally honest. After graduating and starting her own business, her ego became inflated and she thought she was better than her husband. A lot of women do this once they find themselves. So that was a commenter that commented under that video, as the counterpoint to the video. Just so you got it, Vince.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, so like I was saying, I don't see a lot of married men or men in general leaving these women behind just because they hit a level of success. Typically, men are looking to bring a woman with them because we understand in order for us to reach our pinnacle, we need the support of a woman. So to hear this young lady say, what she's saying and do what she did, I feel like there's something else there. Running the video back a second ago, I caught another point that she made, and she said that she didn't think that her husband was, I think she either said qualified or worthy of coming along on the journey with her.
She said she didn't think it was fair to take him along with her on that journey if she didn't feel like he was the one that basically she wanted to be with him.
Right. No, I get that. And it also, makes me wonder, does she feel like he would have been the one to come on that journey if she wasn't starting a business and hadn't come into some success?
I say something real quick.
Go ahead, man.
You know what? I ain't really get to watch the whole video the first time, but now after seeing it the second time all the way through, it seemed like she met this man, and obviously they was together for 5 years before they got married, and naturally, I feel like that he was. I didn't hear all the details like about their ages and when they met and all that, and that seemed to make a difference because, for one, the world that we living in, and as maybe they started to grow in their relationships, I'm sure their lifestyle started to change. She started maybe being around different groups of people, started feeling like she had more value than she did, access to people that she didn't have access to before. And, just maybe sharing her lifestyle on the internet, maybe. This is just stuff I'm assuming because of, like I said, the world we live in. Sharing her lifestyle on the internet, and now she getting attention from people who she maybe wasn't getting attention from before. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know her past about how she grew up, the attention she was getting, but naturally with anyone, when you start to get more money, people start to pay more attention to you because you can maybe afford them a lifestyle that they can't afford. So even if she's not getting quality candidates, she's just getting more candidates because she's visible now.
Right.
And that's something that stands out to me now.
Okay, so based on what you just said, so you kind of teetering on that comment that the young lady made on the video. So do you think that we're looking at a situation where this young lady's ego did inflate and she started to feel like she was doing better or she was better than her husband?
You know what's funny? It sounds like what, and it's crazy. She's a narcissist, it seems like to me. And I don't want to just self-diagnose her like that because I'm not I'm not a doctor, but just the way she's speaking so highly of herself and putting her husband down at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Where what just for superficial reasons, like it's nothing that you can. It was nothing tangible in it to say like, this is why he don't. It's not fair that I take him with me. It's like with the fairness that doesn't make sense. Like y'all signed up for this together.
Right.
So yeah, that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Um,
no, it is wild, man. That's why I said you was kind of touching on it, and that's why I was like, I think that lady's comment on the video is accurate. So, like I said, she hit this point because I said I'm gonna be honest. We see some of this now. Yeah, we see some of this out in the world right now. We'll see situations where, certain young ladies will get certain titles or certain positions, and then all of a sudden they start to feel like they're better than the men now. And it's all based on some titles or some money, a salary or some stuff like that. But it's never based on anything that is really sustainable. Yeah,
and you
money
know,
and salaries is not sustainable. So it's like you can't let something like that swell your ego up to the point where now you thinking you're better than somebody, and that's something that's not even sustainable, and it's not even sustainable. Go ahead, DeBounce. You gonna say something?
yeah. Another thing about it is that's why I was getting there with that narcissist thing that she was saying, because it was just she never said that he was doing better than her, or he was a less than person. She just
Right.
made it seem like they just wasn't right for each other anymore, and that it wasn't fair that they go this way. But she was making it seem as if, like I said, that she was like I said, a more superior person than him now, and that it just and she had to paint him in a certain kind of way for her to rationalize her decision, because rationally we would assume that if they together, someone had to foot the bill, and naturally in a marriage, as a man, that stability gives you the that step that you need to make the necessary adjustments to your life to get to the next level. So I'm sure as she was growing, he was growing too.
Right.
The difference is he was taking care of her, and so now she didn't really have the pressures that he had, and maybe that was coming out through the relationship with her building up and him trying to maybe say like, all right, well, we need to balance this out again now because it's going this way. And she like, oh well, no, I'm not dogging my life. I'm doing what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it don't really got to be a situation where he was a less than a man. It was just like that's how she got to spin it to make it seem like her decision is the best decision, because to the outside world, women don't like making themselves look like that.
Right. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Go ahead, Vince. You want to say something, man?
Yeah, I was having this a similar discussion at my workout crew because they always like to fight against me. They love, oh Vince, you ain't this. They hate to prove me right. So a friend of mine was saying that a friend of his son was getting divorced from a lady. They had been married for 9 years. They got married right out of college. He's a teacher, and she makes like 400,000. And she came home saying that she wants a divorce. And I think what it is that it is, you know me, I just shoot from the hip. I think and it shouldn't be this way, but it is. I think it's hard for women to respect a man they make so much more than. It's hard to follow. And maybe that's what she was saying. Maybe she's saying, look, I don't respect him. I think that's what it boils down to. She doesn't respect him. And a lot of these ladies, they and people in general, they get in these relationships and think people are going to change. Because she might have said, okay, he's here. He's a truck driver, for instance. And she's a secretary. Okay, I'm a secretary, but I want to be the owner of the company. So I'm going to go to school get this, this, and this, and I want to be the owner of the company. He might have been okay with just being a truck driver. He don't want to own trucks. He don't want to own the company. He's fine with just being a truck driver. So I think that's a lot of things too when people are fine where they are. And some people say, well, oh, you being complacent, or oh, you not ambitious. No, I like being a truck driver.
Right.
And a lot of it has to do with respect, man. And this money thing is, and then it's pushed so much, this strong woman. And I know she's not black, but this strong woman, you don't need no man, be with a man on your level. And what that means is financially. Let's just keep it real. It's financially and educationally. And if the education don't match the finance, then it don't matter anyway. It's being on their level financially. And it's not really being on their level. They really want more. If I'm making 70, for me to really respect you, you need to be making 85.
Right. But I guess this is my thing though, man, is the reason why this is confusing to me is because I'm trying to understand, why does money set the level? So say we got a brother making 80,000. Say the sister come in, she making 140. Like, but everything else about her jacked up. Like, why are we saying that she on a high level just because she make more money? And see, that's what I'm saying, man. It's just like, going back to the video, we talking about a couple being married and you now essentially blowing off your husband because now you done acquired a couple dollars. Like that's literally what it is. So you're going to get rid of all of your protection. You're going to get rid of all of his provisions. You're going to get rid of the way my man love on you. You're going to get rid of the way my man, take care of you when you having issues. Your car blowing up. He over here got the jack stands out fixing your car. You're going to throw away all of that because you done acquired a couple dollars.
And another thing I think too is that the vows of marriage and the oneness is not being played out in marriages. It's mine and yours. We're partners. 50-50 partners. No, we're one. So whatever it is, we're one. If I'm making 50 and you making 60, that's our 110. It ain't your 60, my 50, it's ours. And I think that that's the thing that's missing nowadays is the oneness.
Right.
And we building together, Because it's hard out here. I feel, sometimes I feel sorry for the brothers. But you just need to really be on your square and really pick right. These it's different with these sisters nowadays. You got to realize a lot of them, they never had no father. They never had no father figure. So all they've been taught is independent, get your own money, don't depend on no man. You can't depend on him. He's gonna leave you. He's gonna have kids around the block. And so
you want to say, I got see Chloe want to say something, then we're gonna go to the balance. You want to say something, Chloe?
Go to the balance and I'll get back in.
All right. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I was piggybacking off of that before, but like a lot of the time people don't realize, or women, because women don't realize like how men enable them to get to the position that they get to.
Facts.
And because of the vows, because I think men, I don't want to just keep saying men because I'm a man. That's what, so I could say that from my perspective. Me personally, I would take my vows seriously, and in the relationships I've been in, even if it's just like a verbal agreement, men take them more serious in comparison than women. So like they don't understand how the sacrifices that he might have made for her to be able to get to that position that she was in. And then now it's like, all right, now you got here. Now let's stabilize it now so I can now do whatever I'm trying to do. Because I don't think it's normally not those situations where you getting with somebody who don't have the same ambition as you. Because normally that's you like attract like. So those them type of conversations that are being had. So it may be seeming like as a man, you would know, or I would think, because I feel like I've been in that type of situation before. I would feel like, all right, I know me myself. I'm gonna get to where I'm gonna get to, but she need my help. You know what I'm saying? Because she don't have the insight that I got. She don't have the foresight that I got. You know, is to be the intangibles that women don't really understand. So even when you just like plug in little ideas that they might not really notice, or whatever the case may be. So then when you get to a certain point, then it's like, all right, my turn now. And um, the sacrifices that they may need to make, they feel like that's not something that I should be doing for a man. And that's where the line start getting skewed, because it's like the vows, again, like what he was saying, is the vows aren't being taken serious. So it's like, oh yeah, this not what I signed up for, not knowing that this is exactly what you signed up for. But because you ain't never see a healthy relationship and how it's supposed to go. And every relationship is different. So there are intimacies in every relationship that might not look the same as another one, but that's still a healthy relationship. But because you haven't even seen an example of it, you know what I'm saying, you don't know. Because you could even, something that can burn me up a lot, that be missing from this space, man. People be having conversations and they be talking about how they had a mom and a dad growing up. And it's like, yeah, you did, but your dad wasn't really your dad. He was the guy that your mom ended up with after she left the other guy. Or even if that wasn't scenario, if it's that type of situation where he is your original father, it still wasn't a situation where women be allowing these men to be men. So that they choose men who allow them to be who they want to be, and that fuck up the future.
Facts. Man, that's real right there. You want to go ahead and say something, Floyd? I'll get some of these comments after you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just gonna also say that she is where some of these women who we see that they say hit the wall, and I don't really like using YouTube terms because really, but anyway, people when they say women hit the wall, right? This is her 5 years prior.
Right.
Literally, like she's at that pivotal moment, 35, right? She didn't say anything about kids, didn't say anything about they had kids, right? Now maybe they do, but she didn't mention any of that. So I'm gonna say that because she was busy getting her education and working on her business, she probably didn't have kids yet. So this is a woman who is 35 already and hasn't had any children, and is probably, maybe at some point she's gonna want at least a child. And she just divorced her husband, so she's going back into the dating market, right? She's going back into the dating market at 35 with a business, a very independent mind and a very independent spirit. And now she has to find a guy and then also have children at a point. And this is a reality. This is me speaking as a woman. I know because I am a woman. At a point where now she's going to be in a bit of a time constraint. Right. Because if she does really want to have children, she's in the years now where you kind of got to get that done, because it gets harder. It's not impossible. It's not impossible, but it does get a bit more challenging. And it also gets a little riskier for women, right? So this is something that women do have to factor in. It's a reality. We do have to think about this. And she's basically at that point where a lot of women are before they hit the quote unquote wall. And now they're like, wait, I thought I had all this time. I thought I had all this opportunity. I thought that I was going to hit the dating market and I was going to be really sought after, because a lot of times they're basing their value off of a financial status. So these are women who feel like they're educated and they have great jobs or they own businesses. And so they're like, I am sought after, right? I'm a prize. So it should be nothing for me to go out here and find somebody. And just like the balance said, she may now have access to different people. So she's feeling herself a different way. But that doesn't necessarily equate to the values that a man is searching for and the values that a man is looking for in a wife. So all of those men that might be circling around you doesn't mean that those are the men that are going to be interested in you, especially if we are right and she's taking on this independent mindset. That's going to make it a lot harder. And, you know, I won't speak nothing over this woman, but this is what happens when we see women 5-10 years later and they're 40 to 45 and they're saying, men don't look at me the same and I can't get male attention or I can't find a mate. And, you know, does anybody want to get married? I saw a video of a young woman saying, does anybody want to get married? Like, anybody want to get married? You know, like, and she was being sarcastic, but at the same time, she wasn't, you know,
Right.
like, this is you hitting the wall, man. You probably don't recognize it, but you're at a point now where you're like, and then fast forward, somebody responds and says, well, you know, asks her a simple question. And then she goes off and then you hear it, right? You hear the mindset come out the mouth. And then you understand why you're still single. This is
Right.
why. You're not pretty, not smart, but all we have to do is let you talk for a minute. And it's that independent mindset
Facts.
that we're seeing, and that's what's happening. And I feel like this woman is potentially on the cusp of that. You know, I don't know her, you know, maybe I'm way off, but some of the things that she's saying, I just keep hearing I. You know, she kept saying, I didn't feel like this, and I had done this, and I just changed so much, and I just wanted this, and I didn't think it would be fair to him. And it's like, what did he think? You know, like,
Facts.
I don't know. And obviously it's her video, so she's speaking her perspective, but I just kept thinking, man, this feels really one-sided, but
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Let me get some of these comments. I said I try to read all these comments. Everybody been dropping them, so let me try to catch these up. Let's see, Donovan. Uh-oh, did we lose the balance? Man, I hope my man pop back up. Appreciate him being on the panel with us. But the balance, man, if he's still out there, man, join us, come back to us, man. All right, Donovan says she used hubby as a stepping stone. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some of that going on. Let's see, Kenyatta said, this is usually us. Let's see, this is usually us women making these statements, having these mindsets. I don't hear men saying statements like these, like this one, like the ones, or like this one. I don't either. Let's see, Donovan, he said, too many folks, let's see, out here having a misguided illusion and expectation that marriage is the end all be all. They seem to think that marriage makes them elite, but it's the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the sacrifice that makes the union elite. Facts. Yeah, I don't know when folks got lost on the fact that marriages are definitely work. Yeah, I don't know where we went left on that one. Let's see, Donovan also says she exited stage left. I bet she was cheating. Oh, I don't know, Donovan. Let's see. He said the guilt started to eat her up. Okay, all right. I said, I don't know, Donovan, but I feel what I feel what you're saying. Feel what you're saying. He also said, good thing no children were involved. No, that was definitely good. Because at the end of the day, like I said, let me keep it a buck. Yeah, when you got kids involved, man, you can't be out here playing like this, man. Yeah, this is what I call playing. Yeah, because my thing is, I ain't about to marry nobody to come back talking about I done outgrew somebody, man. Where they do that at? Yeah, all of these name changes and marriage license and bank accounts and all of this stuff that you go through getting married, and you talking about you outgrowing somebody. It's like, where they do that at? We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. All right, let me see. I think that was over to Shantae. Let's see. Shantae said that's a woman who thinks money brings happiness. No, definitely. Yeah, I will say this. I think this money got us twisted out here for real. Let's see. Donovan says she used his money to build herself up. Now the tables turned. She could have used her extra money to build him up. No, man, Vince talk about this all the time, Donovan.
Right, he said, happen. You forget that now.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Oh man.
Y'all heard it.
Nah, Donovan, you know her money is her money, bro. She ain't sharing none of that.
It don't work like that. It ain't never worked like that. It's separate and unequal.
Real talk. Let's see. Women today don't want to spend they don't want to spend their money on desires. They want the man to provide the heart's desires. So in turn, she white collar and now he's broke. You know how it go, Donovan.
That's crazy.
You know how it go.
Their money is optional. Our money is mandatory.
Facts.
They get out. That's the way it is, gentlemen.
Facts. Let's see. Kenyatta said Donovan and I had this conversation some time ago. Let's see.
RE businesses.
Yeah, businesses, about businesses. Okay. Once he broke it down to me, I understand and respected him for his choice/decision, and not a conversation that needs to be revisited. He said what he said. There it is. Yeah, but like Vince said earlier, some fellas, they don't want to do all that. So they might be happy being a truck driver, go drive their truck. They know their hours is cut. They come on home, be with their family, enjoy their money, and sit back. They're not trying to be out here trying to run they don't want to do all that. And like I said, there shouldn't be no problem around that. As Donovan said, for better, for worse, where is it today?
They making their own vows now today, Donovan. They don't even have to say that no more. People writing their own vows. They say what they want to say.
That's
they saying all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna be with you. We gonna get the bags together. It's like they saying all kinds of stuff now. So yeah, they're not saying that anymore.
Bruh.
No,
They're
that's facts.
excluding God out the vows. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So I mean, what's a vow?
Right. No, that's facts right there. Let's see. Donovan said 35 and back in the dating pool. What do you say? Whole phase activated. Dang, man.
Not the whole world.
Donovan don't be holding them back. Let's see. Shantae, she said 35. Let's see. 35, 2 years plus 2. Oh, was y'all saying she's just old out here? She out of the game? Is that what y'all trying to say? Let's see. Shantae said also to get to know each other 9 months of pregnancy, we looking at 40. No, that's true. But I think she said she's 40 now.
But I don't even think it's men around her that's gassing her up because she wasn't even that cute.
Dang.
I mean, just keep it 100. She's real average looking. I mean, with them single girlfriends telling a girl, come on, you need to come with us to Jamaica, to Bahamas. Yeah. And she's got sucked into that and thinking,
it's the internet, man.
All she gonna get out there is a wet one. I'm gonna do like C Prince today. All she gonna get out there is a wet one.
Oh man.
Wait.
She gonna wish I give it about 3 years. She gonna wish she had her husband back, but her ego gonna be so inflated she ain't gonna go down there and beg him back.
That's facts. Let me get some more of these comments. Let's see. Shantae said, and this is why some relationships last of plenty of fish because they're dating with the person. Because some be looking for wives. Okay, yeah. Guys end up on the apps. That is what it is. Let's see. I've never been on it, but I know 2 people that have found their husbands. Yeah, like I said, let's see. There you go. Vince validating right there. He validating. Yeah, she said Vince went and got him a bad one and talking stuff.
Yeah,
man, Go ahead, man. You want to say something?
No, I was saying, I fished in that pool and got me a winner.
Oh, shout out to Miss Williams in the building. Shout out to Miss Williams. But let me say this real quick. another thing that I'm trying to understand. So I'm in a lot of conversations every day, and I hear a lot of ladies say that there's no good men out here. It's hard to find a good man. It's hard to find a man who wants to commit and get married. But if that's the case, let me address this to the ladies. If that is the case, why is y'all out here throwing away husbands? Like, ladies, somebody answer that for me. Y'all say it's not a lot of good men out here. Y'all say it's hard to find a good man. Y'all say the dating pool got pee in it. Y'all say all of these things. But then we looking at this video, and this young lady literally had a husband who was riding with her while she was coming up in the game. And she literally threw my man away, talking about she done outgrew my man. Like, where we do that at? So, ladies, that's that question for y'all. I need the ladies to answer. Somebody, Chloe or anybody in the comments. I need to know, why are y'all out here throwing away husbands? But then y'all will come right back behind that and say it ain't no good men out here.
Values out of whack. Their values are misplaced. Now we value the things like I was saying earlier, superficial things. Now, an idea of people they want to be productive, right? So what productivity looks like to people now is just a bunch of busyness. That's it. They're not doing anything purposeful. They're just busy. People are saying things like, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." Like, I don't want to wait till I'm dead to rest. Like, I want to have peace here. I'm supposed to be able to have a level of peace here. I'm supposed to be able to enjoy my life. I don't want to spend my whole life working for the type of life that I said I want, but then never getting to enjoy it, right? People care more about the quantity of life, instead of their quality of life. And because our values are upside down, then this is why. It's about, I need to feel happy all the time. And that's just not even life. It's not realistic. You're not always going to feel happy, regardless if you're with a person or not. That's just not how it works. That's not even what life is about. And it's certainly not what marriage is about. Marriage is not all about happiness and sunshine and rainbows. I don't know who told people that. Like, I don't know what that is. But I just think that that's a big part of the problem that we're seeing, is that people just, their values are upside down, and the things that we value really aren't the things that are important. And I think that's a big part of it.
I can agree with that. Let me get a couple of these comments. See a couple of ladies drop the comments. See, Shantae said, because they ain't they person. Man, here we go with this. And it be the ones that be together for years. But Shantae, my question to that is why can't this man or this woman grow into your person? Yep, and what I mean by that is typically when folks get together, somebody still got some jagged edges, some raw edges. And over time, through the growing process and the essentially, I'll call it the upgrade process that you go through with your significant other, some of them edges get smoothed out. If some of them rough points get smoothed out. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? When we start talking this person stuff, it's like, do your person really exist? Or is your person created? Yeah, I think we got to consider that while we out here just throwing people away, like they don't bring no value, no tangibles to the equation. Let's see, Kenyatta said women need to work on their attitudes, actions, and reactions. Let's see, until they get all that attitude together, they will never have a healthy relationship or marriage. Facts.
Then I think a lot of it too, with especially men about my age. I'm gonna say over 40. It's not enough of a plus size. It's not enough benefit to get married, because most of them have had kids. The kids are grown. Most of the ladies have kids. that they don't really want to be bothered with. And a lot of these ladies don't bring enough peace to a man. Because really, when you're 40, you can get everything you really want without getting married. Have as much sex as you want. You can go live with them. You can. So why get married and then have to, take on her bills, take on her kids, take on this, unless she's bringing a certain amount of peace that is worth it. So sometimes these guys are like, it just ain't worth it. It ain't worth it for me to disrupt my peace for you. Especially when you bringing all this, I don't need no man. You just an option, and you can't say nothing to my kids. And why are we gonna do that? When I can just, I could come over there, Netflix and chill, smash, go on back home.
What's going on, Remy?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how you
what
doing?
do you think? Is it pee in the dating pool or what is it? Well, you don't know because you ain't dating no more. But
I don't want to be out there. I heard about it. I'm good. And this is from different age groups, 40, 50, 30. I'm good. I heard it's piss in the dating pool.
That's what we keep hearing. That's what we keep hearing out here. Now, we appreciate you stopping on, Remy.
You know why they're not getting married? Because they're not cooking and cleaning. Listen. You don't even want to hear about my schedule today.
Oh, well, I don't know. We might want to hear something. Remy, go and tell us something.
So, our 2-year-old started Montessori. So she goes to school. I have a 2.5-month-old. Got her ready for school, made breakfast ×2. Got her ready. I made several stops in the midst of getting my closets together, made dinner. The kids are down, and I'm cleaning. And I do what I usually do. But I was doing this before I met him. So
Right.
I just, I do what I usually do. Now, the people that I talk to, they would say, why can't he do that? Why can't he, and I'm like, because he don't have to, because that's what I do. I just do what I've been doing. Just with a little twist, though. I'm a little extra now, but I've been cooking, cleaning. So
cooking, cleaning, and and she fine. Come on,
listen. So I'm happy that
that's why I got married at 47.
I'm happy I went fishing that day. So like all my friends or people that ask me, they like, how did you? I'm like, it wasn't easy, but I don't know. I found him on Plenty of Fish, but I don't know what to say about anybody else. I don't know how it would go. What's the fish called? The sway fish?
No, the fake one, the sway.
I don't know.
Why?
Hold on, Remy. So you
see, I don't
yeah.
But yeah.
So hold on, Remy. I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick based on this comment that came. Let me read this comment. She said, women need to work on their attitudes, actions, and reactions. Until they get all that attitude together, they will never have a healthy relationship or marriage. So, Remy, from what you see, do you think that some of these attitudes from the ladies is holding them up from finding a good man?
So for me, I had to adjust my attitude a little bit. I am a Scorpio, so I'm very strong-willed. It took for me to meet my match to tone it down. Okay. And I tell him that all the time. Even when I'm out, I was like, I would hate to be a guy because the women don't smile. They don't, literally, it's like, I say stone face all day. And I just be, bubbly, hey, but I didn't used to be like that. It took me a minute to get there. So, you gotta, be polite. It's okay to smile. I used to have that face too. But
because you wasn't happy.
I wasn't. I'm happy now.
Right then. Say that.
I don't know. He wanted me to get on here to bag him up, but I was like, I'll be busy.
Because I think they be thinking I'm lying.
He not lying. I can't even be fake. He ain't lying. But you gotta be pleasant. You just have to be pleasant. And then, but see, I guess when you have a lot on your shoulders, it tends to show on your face. So I don't know. These shoulders ain't meant to hold no weight. These hips, but not the shoulders. So I'm good over here.
I ain't mad. There it is. There it is.
Okay.
But that leads me to that
Bye,
No,
leads
we
me to
appreciate it, Remy. We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All
that
right,
just
take it
leads
easy. We
me to ask
appreciate it.
a
Go ahead,
follow-up
Chloe.
question. Like my follow-up question would be for women saying I can't, there's no good man, I can't fight a man. How I wonder if women take the time to think about you could be entertaining potentially you're a man, except every time you cross a man, he can't even speak to you without you getting an attitude. Or he can't say, "Oh, you're so pretty." Like, oh, can I see your smile? Or what's wrong? Why are you not smiling? A man can't even say anything that like that to you without you getting offended and without you wanting to kind of pop off. And it's like that man that's taking the moment to speak to you or give you a compliment could be your guy. But the reason why you're not even aware of it is because you are walking around with an attitude. You are walking around with the world on your shoulders. You are walking around like that with the maybe an unpleasant disposition. So the man that actually is interested in you might not even want to approach you because you're not approachable. And I just wonder if women take the time, excuse me, to think about that, like to think about how they're presenting themselves. And when we talk about all of these flip flops, slides, and walking around in your pajamas and walking around with your bonnets on all the time in public places. Like you should always be. I'm not saying you have to look like you just stepped off the runway every day, all day, but you should present yourself as someone who, you never know who you might be entertaining. You never know who you might run into. You just never know. So always try to look presentable. Present yourself like someone who wants to be approached. If you're going to turn around and then say nobody approaches me,
Right.
yeah, I think yeah.
No, that's real. Let me get a couple of these comments. Then I'm gonna flip this up. Let's see. Shantae said, "Let's see. When women cheat, men aren't strong enough to stay. Their ego be shot." Shantae. When women cheat, men aren't strong enough to stay. I'm gonna come
Women
back.
shouldn't be cheating.
What'd you say? The balance. Go ahead, man.
Women shouldn't be cheating. And I've been noticing. Y'all can hear me?
No, you can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Another thing I've been noticing, it seemed like what it's been a common theme that women seem like they say that they want somebody to lead them, but when you leading, because it's not what they actually want to do, then it's like, well, I don't want that kind of leadership. So they'll go looking for somebody who's not going to lead them the way they don't want to be led, and then complain that it's not a good man. So it's like, yeah, you're not looking for a good man because the good man ain't who you really want. It's just that's the idealistic. You know what I'm saying? That's what people aspire to. Maybe that's what's politically correct to say. But when you going out looking for people, you're not looking for the good man. Even myself, when I'm interacting with women, I get way different results when I'm giving them the energy of not a good man. So I can walk up to someone and say, "Hey, how you doing? You got a minute?" No, they ain't gonna do that. But if I walk up and I say, "Hey, yo, hold on, wait for me," demand them. You know what I'm saying? It was way different. Like you can't ask for their time, you demand it, and then you have to be that type of person in the first place. And they looking for that all the time. So the minute you start giving them if you actually do get invested with this person, because you might, this just hypothetically, because I wouldn't at this point, but you get invested with this person and then you try and give them direction and they don't want it because it's not to their programming. They think they should be able to move however they want to move. They're not forward thinking. So when you telling them stuff to protect them and provide them like they say they want you to do, they don't want that. And then they'll complain that that men are trying to control them, or say that whatever they might be saying against what they saying that they want in the first place. So it's like you contradicting yourself by what you're saying you want and how you're behaving towards it. And that's the biggest problem I noticed.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you, man. And see, I think a lot of that comes from the fact that we've, well, definitely, you know, some of our ladies, but like I said, everybody for the most part has adapted this mindset of what they want versus what they actually need. Yep, and see, that's different. Because see, at the end of the day, ladies will say they want a man to lead, but to your point, they want him to lead them like they want him to lead them. And see, that's not how that's supposed to go. See, that man is going to lead you how you need to be led. That's the difference. Yeah, because see, at the end of the day, a lot of us, you know, say we may know what we want, but a lot of times we don't prioritize and focus on the fact that we don't really understand what we need. And that typically doesn't click for us until after the fact. After the fact, then we'll come back and be like, you know what? Man, I'm glad we ran into each other. You was exactly what I needed. You done helped get me together. I got my mind right, my system, my situation coming together. See, we usually do that after the fact. And the reason it's always after the fact is because we always go into the stuff thinking about what we want. And typically what we want is tainted by all of this nonsense outside of us. Social media, what we see in media, what we see on TV, what we see somebody else doing. That stuff typically controls our wants. But the important thing and what's going to actually be going to be sustainable is what we need. That's the important piece that we always try to look past. Let me get some more of these comments, and then we're going to flip this up. Let's see. Shantae said, let's see. What man want to kiss their wife knowing that's been in there after she... Shantae, we ain't playing around with no cheating women out here, Shantae. Shantae on it tonight, I see. Let's see. Donovan said, arranged marriages, you make each other your person. Facts. Let's see, Shantae, she was saying, oh, shout out to Remy. She was saying hey to Remy while she was on. Let's see. Donovan said, let's see, it's doo-doo in the dating pool. Okay. However y'all want to call it. Sound like dating pool messed up out here. Let's see. Shantae said, y'all, let's see. Y'all the poster board for hope. I'm going to come back to that, Shantae. I'm going to come back to that. Let's see. She said, I'm happy now. She got game. Okay. All right. So I think she was quoting Remy. Let's see. Janine, she said, truth. Shout out to Janine in the building. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's see. Donovan said some of these ladies still want a roughneck. Man, they always want a roughneck, man. I don't know what that is, brother. They'll throw a good solid brother out the window, man, for a little thug. I don't know what that is. Ladies, y'all need to explain yourself. What is y'all attraction to these thugs and these roughneck cats? Like, I don't understand. Y'all need to make that make sense for me. Drop a comment, ladies. Let's see. Shantae said, let's see, I wanted a thug. I needed a cornball. Okay. See, she figured it out. Let's see. I said, I heard you and went and got me one. There it is. That cornball going to be stable. All right. So I got to flip this up. I got another topic I want to touch real quick before we get out of here because we're getting around that time. So I've been seeing some stuff out here on social media. Ladies talking about these fellas and I'm just gonna say in their performance. So let me switch this up. We gotta have this conversation real quick before we get out of here. So we're gonna switch this topic for a hot minute. Topic on this second topic. What's the problem down there? Let me run that back. Topic number 2. What's the problem down there? All right. So I got to get video for context. We're going to touch this real quick. I got to throw this curveball in here. So let's go ahead and touch this real quick before we get out of here.
A damn lie. This man ain't got no ED. He done been to the doctor and got checked out. You done convinced him that something is wrong with him. But what it really is the psychological abuse that you put on him. You sit up there and you nag and you grip and you gripe and you complain and you he's supposed to be able to get it up? It's not another woman. It's not ED, and it's not his job. It's because of your mouth. Get the fuck out.
All right. Last topic. What's the problem down there? So everybody down in the comments, drop a comment. So I've been seeing this floating around social media lately. Yeah, ladies talking about these dudes out here, ED, they got this, they got that. They can't get it up, they can't perform. Listen, this, it might get real for a minute, so bear with me. But I've been seeing a lot of this going on. And I'm trying to understand, where is it coming from? Kenyatta said she said what she said. Yeah, she said what she said, Kenyatta. She said what she said. But I'm trying to understand, where is this coming from? Yeah, where is this coming from? Why is this the conversation now? Why are we talking about dudes can't do this, they can't do that? Like, where is this coming from? So according to the young lady in the video, she said it ain't all the men. Yeah, it ain't all the men. There's more to it. Yeah, I think it might be more to it as well. But like I said, I want to touch this real quick. Yeah, I got to touch this real quick. I couldn't even let this slide. I don't know. I'm gonna ping the panel. Y'all got anything y'all want to say? Because I got a couple things I want to say. Hold on. Go ahead.
We do. I'm gonna talk to the ladies for just a moment.
Go ahead.
Excuse us, please. First of all, I just want to know where ladies get off always making it about a man. Always making it about a man. Let's just chat girl talk for just a moment. A lot of y'all don't even understand that there's more than one stage of your cycle. You think menstruation is it. You don't understand that at every point throughout the month, you are experiencing different things. You're going through different things, that you actually should be eating different according to your cycle. You should be working out different according to your cycle. You should be minding the people who are around you according to your cycle. You are a woman. You were built different. A lot of you guys don't even understand your body. And I'm not even mad at you, because we weren't taught. But when you knew better, you do better. At some point, you have to go out there and get the knowledge. You have to learn. And you guys haven't taken the time. A lot of y'all haven't taken the time to do it. You are saying a man is, messing up your pH. And it's like, you messing up your pH. You using fragrances, lotions, soaps. You rubbing all kind of wipes down there. You using tampons, by the way. You should never use those. You using douche every other day because you stink down there. And you're not eating the right things in your body. You're not taking the right things in. So you have a smell, you tart. And then you getting mad at men when they talk about this. And you want to blame it on them. Can't no man throw your pH off if you ain't running around here having sex unprotected with all of them. That's one. Swapping all of these bodily fluids and not cleaning yourself properly. A lot of y'all don't even think y'all supposed to use cleaner down there. Don't know how to run a little water up and through that thing. But you want to talk about a man has erectile. You feel like you know more about the way his parts operate than how to keep yourself from having a yeast infection. This is what I don't understand about women. Where y'all get off talking about what a man don't do or what a man's problem is and sending him to the doctor when every other month you got BV. Stay on antibiotics. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation. You're not ready for it because you want to make everything about the man. And I'm just sick of it. I'm over it. If y'all want to have these conversations, let's have these conversations. But let's be real. Let's be honest. You're talking about a 20, 25, 35-year-old man having erectile dysfunction. That's so not common unless he's really overweight or has a lot of health problems. It's rare for a gentleman of that age to be having that particular situation. But it's got to be him. It's not the fact that you're just mean as hell. And he ain't turned on by you. You cute, but then the minute you open up your mouth, you just it's gone.
It's over.
But then you want to say it's erectile dysfunction. And I want the ladies to really go educate yourself about your own body and what's going on in there. Go, Google, use Google. I mean, y'all use it for everything else. Use it to educate yourself on something that's important. And stop getting offended when men tell you y'all stink. Y'all do stink. I be up in the women's bathroom. Y'all stink.
Ooh-wee.
It smells like some caught up in there and bad. And it's bad. So stop. I think what women need to do, spend less time worrying about what a man need to do. And you go figure out what you need to do. Figure out what you need to do to stop walking around here mad at the world all the time. Figure out what you need to do to be healthier inside and out. Figure out what you need to do to really heal yourself mentally. And I don't mean go get you some waist beads and start doing yoga and burning sage. That's demonic. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about actually take some time to sit with yourself and figure out why your relationships aren't working out. Really, really do some soul searching. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to do as women. We need to get back to being women. We need to get back to our feminine, natural selves. We need to stop worrying about the costume that we put on our bodies every single day and actually start doing the real work. Girl, take them Spanx off and go to the gym. Stop wearing them tight pants. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why you keep, getting UTIs. Mm-hmm. Cut that out. Do better. I'm just asking. I'm just calling women to the mat, and I'm saying, as women, we have to do better before we can go out here calling ourselves correcting a man. Like, ladies, do better. Thank you for coming to my tech talk.
That's real right there. That's real. That's real. You want to say something, Vince? That's how you put your hand up, man.
Yeah, I like Shantae's point. Got to be honest. As a 50-year-old man, I am not my 25-year-old self. So it's definitely, as you get older for a man, it is more of a mind thing, especially when a woman is not giving you peace. I mean, you ain't your 21-year-old self where if the wind blows, it's on.
Right.
This car got a lot of miles on it. And if you don't know how to kickstart that boy right, might not be happening for you. Keep it 100. So, and us, and us as men too, we got to stay healthy. It's like I stay in the gym 4 days a week, rain, sleet, or snow. I got a young, fine wife, so I got to keep it going.
No doubt.
So, but then also it is when you get a little. I don't know if you've seen Shantae's point. I've been there too. Unhappy at the house.
All right.
This is before I got married now, but unhappy at the house and didn't want to be bothered, but let me go to my little thing. It's on and popping.
Right.
Now that was honest right there, Shantae.
Yeah, no, that's real, man. That's real. But yeah, no, it's just I had to have this conversation, like I said, because I keep seeing this ED stuff going around. It keeps popping up, and I'm just like, my thing is we got to get back to a point of accountability and ownership. Yeah, it's like own your part of the relationship, own your part of the situation. Yeah, just because something ain't popping off don't mean it's the other person's fault. Like we got to get out of that. Yeah, just because this brother, you know what I'm saying, he ain't perking up for you, that don't mean there's something wrong with him. Might be something wrong with you. Yeah, but you got to at least consider that. You know, just looking at some of the comments that the ladies have dropped, it's a lot going on out here with some of these ladies and some of these things that the ladies are saying that they see with these, you know, these bathrooms and some of this stuff. It's a lot going on out here. That's enough to have a dude turned off. Yep, and then the other question I would ask is, sometimes I wonder, do ladies understand that they got to do some work too? Yeah, sometimes I wonder, do ladies just feel like just because they females, then everything just gonna perk up and be ready to go just because they a female? And I'm like, sis, ladies, it don't work like that. Yeah, because y'all don't work like that. So what make y'all think fellas work like that? Yeah, I'm thinking at some point it's like you got to step your game up. I know that type of stuff might have worked back when we was young. Yeah, you was a little baddie, so everybody was just perked up trying to get at you. But we older now. You got to put some work in. Yeah, the ladies, they know. They don't just perk up just because some dude with some muscles walk around. That don't do that. So it's like it ain't no different for the fellas. Ladies, you got to put in some work if you want these fellas to perk up. Let's just call it what it is. These cats been working 16 hours. They exhausted. They wore out. They get home. Might get a meal, might not. This cat ain't gonna just be ready to go. You got to put. You got to do something. You got to do some tricks or something out here. Like I don't know when everybody got so lazy out here. I don't get it. Let me get some of these comments real quick. Let's see. We're gonna circle around. Let's see. Shantae said the ones that know they need work as well. Let's see. Have good men. The ones. Let's see. The ones. I guess the other ones live in a bubble. Okay. Now I understand that, Shantae. I understand that. Let's see. Jocelyn. Shout out to Jocelyn Dennis in the building. She said the real question is, who is setting all these standards? Who are these folks following? Can't expect women or men to know how a healthy relationship functions if they're following the wrong examples. We as a community need to get it together and say no to the foolery. No more Pound Town. And that is complete facts right there, Jocelyn. That is definitely some of our problems. You know, who are these folks following? Yep, who are they following? Who are they taking their cues from? You know, a lot of this stuff comes out of social media, we know. You know, a lot of this stuff comes out of Hollywood. We know that as well. So that's where a lot of the examples come from. You know, I think a lot of folks have swayed away from looking at those solid couples that are in their vicinity or in their space. Yeah, them couples that's been together for 50 years, 30 years, those couples who've been together for 10 years, we swayed away from that. You know, them couples is boring. So see, we ain't checking for them. We rather check for Cardi and Offset. You know, we rather check for Bay and Hova, you know, and all of that. That's who we want to follow. You know, to your point, you know, with this Pound Town and all this, we rather follow these Sexy Reds and all these other folks and all that nonsense and take our cues from that. And that's definitely where we go wrong. The balance. You want to say something, man?
Yeah, that could, about who we following. Like as a culture, I don't know if people might not know this, but my friend pointed this out to me like a couple weeks ago. About how the people that we following starting to get younger and younger as a culture.
Facts.
And it started a long time ago with that. That's what he brought to my attention. That was Chief Keef and that whole Chicago drill scene thing. So these a bunch of 15, 16-year-old people who lead in ignorant 20, 30-year-old people, because it's not Chief Keef anymore. Now it's whoever the new rappers are. Right. And the women are looking towards those type of guys as the people who they want to date. That's what they think that they looking for, that aesthetic, not actually the mindset, because if they listen to the mindset from what they saying out their mouth in their raps, that's not the man they want. But they're attracted to what he can provide and what he looks like to everyone else. So that accompanied with women wanting that. So now young men are looking to be that, and because that's the man that's being chosen. And that's one of the biggest problems, because it's not attractive to be the CEO, because nobody don't know the CEO, you know. You so they living out like people out here living like the rappers, and that's even who we looked up to growing up. I won't deny that. But then they were older people. They were more established. They were more conscious of themselves at the least. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't following the trend. They was actually setting it at that time. And we passed that point. So now the rappers are even following the people that's in the streets, because it's just a cycle. They're following each other because they're all kids. They're all impressionable. And that's even, you now see that what's happening with like this John Morant shit. Excuse my language.
No, you
But
good. Go
even
ahead, man.
with John Morant, because he is you can't miss it. The lifestyle is so alluring, and without somebody to offset that and say like, yeah, that it might look like that, but that's a small group of people who want to live that lifestyle in the first place, and that their mindset is not the mindset that's leading to the life that you want, you know.
Facts. No, that's real. That's real right there. Let me get some more of these comments, man, and we'll get ready to get out here. Let's see. Kenyatta said they watching these mini series on BET. Yeah, now I'm sure they are, Kenyatta. Probably what's the other one? Little Tubi. A couple of little Tubi mini series too. So they shout out to Tubi though. All right, let's see. Donovan said adults following children. Man, we the elders are doomed. You know what I'll say to this, Donovan? We got to take that L though. Yeah, but what I mean by that is we cannot let that be the case. Yeah, the folks who know better, the folks who've been there and done that, we still have a responsibility to be vocal. So I think part of the problem is folks who figured it out. They got some things going. They got got the house, got the family, got the wife, got the husband, got the money, got the property. They got all of that. They tend to want to get quiet because they're like, hey, I got mines. And then they leave it at that. But I think that's part of the problem. I think that those folks really need to be vocal, because they actually are setting the correct example of what you should be looking up to, not the Chief Keefs, not the Offsets, not the Cardi B's, not none of that. Yep. So I think that's something that we got to change. The folks who have figured it out and that are walking that straight and narrow line, they got to continue to be vocal. So that we don't get to a doomed state. Because like Vince always talks about, you know what I'm saying? We got kids coming up behind us. He got some little babies over there. So he got to set the foundation now. Because see, that time going to go quick. So see, he can't just go tuck off. He got to make sure some stuff is lined up before they start coming on through. Yeah, the same for me. Yeah, I got little ones coming behind me. So see, I got work to do. I got to prep the road so they can travel and not be hitting potholes, if that makes sense. So yeah, we can't get quiet out here. The folks who understand what's going on and how things need to go, we can't get quiet out here and suppress our voice. Our voice is important. And see, that's part of the problem, because our voice is so quiet now. The folks that's not right, not doing things the right way, their voice is twice as loud. Yep, and that's what people gonna tend to grab and gravitate towards. So yeah, we got to make sure we stay on top of that. Let's see. Jocelyn said, let's see. We not doomed, Donovan. And there it is. All right, man. I think we about at that time. We'll take some closing before we get out of here. So I'm going to go to the balance first. I'm going to go to Vince. I'm going to go to Chloe. Then we're going to get out of here. So the balance, you want to say anything before we get out of here, brother?
Yeah, only thing I wanted to say in closing, I was just thinking about it might not even really be directly on topic, but um, it's like the structure of the family structure was purposeful, and I was just thinking about how like when like actually we had leaders in our communities, um, it was natural for it to be that way. Like there was a family structure, and it was a husband and a wife, and when they were moving together, it was naturally the house already fixed. So we're not trying to fix the house now. We're trying to fix the community. And
Mm,
that's where that problem came in at. So it's like it was purposely to destroy destroy the house, because if the house destroyed, ain't no way you're gonna fix the community. And that's what was
mm,
the thing. And I don't want to reiterate it. I don't want to say it again, but I got to. With the house together, like it's natural that what you're fixing now is the community, and we can't fix the community because the house ain't fixed. And
Right.
that's what should be our. That's why I believe that it's important that you are with the person that you actually have kids with, unless
Right.
it's impossible for that to happen. Like, because no one is going to have in my personal opinion, is I ain't gonna say no one. It's gonna be hard. You'll be hard pressed to find someone who will be invested in your children the same way that their father would be invested in them, but
Right.
or their mother. Um, but because of our selfishness, people don't see that. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we need to start paying attention to and trying to push that narrative of like that nuclear family that you decided to create. So the same way you could go into a different relationship and put the same intention on trying to make that relationship work, you can literally like it's literally the same exact thing that you would have to do in your old relationship. But people don't want to humble themselves to do that, and that's crazy to me.
Facts. Facts. No, you right on with that, man. And like I said, we definitely understand that the key to making all of this work is the nuclear family. Yeah, but it's always been that way. Yeah, but that is what we've shied away from, and that is why we're seeing some of the collapse that we are seeing within our community, because those nuclear families, that husband, wife, and children, is broken. So now you spot on with that comment, man. That was right on time. Let me go over to my guy Vince. Vince, you want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
yeah, I just glad to see the young brother on the panel. His comment was so on point. I'm just elated in my heart to hear that from a young brother. It seemed like he got his head on straight. I'm just glad he on. I hope he come back. I think we need young brothers on the panel as well, not just a bunch of ladies. We need the brothers. We need young brothers. We need older brothers, to kind of make our points. But that's it. I just want to thank the brother for being on, and man, I love that comment. God bless you, young brother.
For sure.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, man. You got to come back and join us again to balance. I see you was a great value add to the conversation in the panel, so definitely come back. But hold tight. We're going to get ready to wrap in a minute. You want to say something, Chloe, before we get out of here?
Yeah, just real quick. I mean, I think just piggybacking on what DeBalance said, because it was a powerful statement. I just feel like part of the repair between men and women in our communities specifically, because that's really what we're here for, repairing the relationships in our community so that we can get to the point where we can work on repairing the rift in the community. But I think it starts with us looking at ourselves. And I kind of mentioned that earlier. I think we spend so much time sometimes on YouTube and on these platforms talking about what the other person needs to do. And I think we need to get back to looking at ourselves and doing some self, analyzing and saying, okay, are there some areas legitimately in my life where I could improve, where I could grow? Why aren't the relationships that I'm getting in working? Like, why wasn't I able to stay with my husband? Why wasn't I able to stay with the father of my son? Like, what happens? And I feel like we need to do that work with ourselves first, because I think we'll find the inconsistencies in our own character, and it'll help us realize how to make it work with another person. because every single one of us has something about us that we can improve. None of us are perfect. And I think that if we spent more time having real, honest conversations about that, then we would actually be able to make some progress instead of just continuing to place blame and point fingers. And I think that's why we're not getting anywhere. So I appreciate the conversation that we had tonight, because it wasn't just about placing blame. It was about examining a mindset and trying to figure out, how do we get here, and how do we address it? How do we get past it? And I think that's the conversations we need to be having at this point if we really actually want to see repair.
No doubt. No, I agree with that. Let me get this last comment. We get out of here. Shantae said, we as a community have to keep traditions. Let's see, the go get my belt. Let's see, the waking kids up in the middle of the night to clean, and getting up cleaning to Luther. Make teenagers watch the 5 Heartbeats, educate them about Pac. We got to keep it classic. No, that's facts. Yeah, we've swayed away from so many traditional things that actually injected value into our lives, and we definitely got to return to that. Some of our parents and grandparents and great grandparents, they was on to something. Yeah, they knew some things that we didn't know, and better yet, they actually showed us some things that we try to ignore today. And I said, it's definitely to our detriment. So we definitely need to get back to some of those traditional ways, get back to that traditional nuclear family. And I think a lot of our problems will start to reverse themselves. But I'm going to say this, and man, we're going to get out of here. Lester, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Shout out to The Balance joining us on the panel for the first time tonight. We appreciate you, brother. Lester, you brought a lot of great points. You brought up some points, man, that I hadn't even thought about, man. So shout out to you. We definitely hope that you come back and join us again on the panel, because like Vince said, we need a lot more fellas on the panel, to balance out some of these conversations and bring in some different perspectives from different walks of life. So, man, we definitely appreciate you, brother, for rocking with us tonight. Shout out to Shantae. Let me shout out all my commenters. Shout out to Shantae, Jocelyn in the building, my guy Donovan, Kenyatta in the building, Janine Martin in the building representing. I think that was everybody. I got Shantae. Yeah, I think that was everybody in the comments. But man, this is Candid Konvos. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday night, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. Definitely hit that like button for us. Hit that like button. Hit the share button as well. I said, we'd like to share out these conversations to as many of our people as possible, because we want to increase our exposure. And like I said, get these great conversations to our people, so that we can have these productive conversations and move us forward and change our trajectory. So, man, with that being said, shout out to my panel, Chloe in the building, Vince in the building, The Balance in the building. With that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we will catch you guys next Wednesday.
Good night, y'all.